Right, first of all then, sort of day-to-day stuff first. Any team news issues beyond sort of some of the more serious injuries like Nombe, etc., post the game the other day?
No, nothing serious. Like I say, other than Sam from Saturday, there's nothing untoward. Everyone's trained today, so yeah, all good. Looking forward to Saturday.
How much of a blow is it to lose Nombe for such a considerable amount of time?
Yeah, he's a massive blow. He'd be a massive blow to any team in this level. He's obviously one of our senior players, but he's also a focal point in the team. Scored a couple of goals already this season, and a big character. But he's in and around the group still, so he'll still remain positive as he is, as you know he is. So he'll help the group in that sense. But yeah, he's a massive loss, as he would be to anybody.
It's good that players want to do that, though. I mean, well, fans will hear Dru Yearwood's interview. There's quite a positive bunch at the minute here.
Yeah, they're a brilliant group. They're very together, considering how new they all are. Obviously, we've got a lot of signings, so the group's still developing, both on and off the pitch, which is something that you'd probably expect with a newer group. But yeah, they're really positive and, like I say, a really good group to work with.
Yeah. And may I say, probably the same is probably true of the coaching staff. You all know each other. I mean, these associations go back, but ultimately you are working together in this environment for, if not necessarily the first time, a very rare time.
Yeah, like I said, the manager's made it clear that what he wants, both on and off the pitch, and hopefully he's starting to get what he wants, and obviously we're not that far off in terms of both on and off the pitch at the minute, so yeah, it's all good.
How have you found sort of coming back here and working in the role that you do?
Loved it. It's what I wanted to do when I came back. Obviously, once the call happened and obviously things got done, what needed to be done. Yeah, I've loved it. The manager gives me a lot of responsibility, and like I say, it's something I thrive on. So yeah, really enjoying it.
Because from where we sit, it seemed to take quite a while from initials. Do you fancy coming to getting the deal done and over the line?
Yeah. Listen, I think good things come to those who wait. Springs to mind, or I keep telling him that. But no, it's the process is the process. It was done very amicably. Peterborough were brilliant with me, so yeah. Once everything got done, the little bits at the end got done quite quickly.
So how much sort of within your development then as a coach were you sort of after and chasing the kind of extra responsibilities that you've got now?
I kind of already did it anyway, without necessarily probably the title. I did as much work as I could do in that role. So, like I said, I was fortunate with what Darren and the responsibility gave me. So, like I say, it's nothing that I haven't done at Barnsley. It's quite fine.
So, how would you sum up you, the coach, then that you're developing into?
I would say ever changing. You've got to adapt as a coach. The game's changed. Players are changing. People are changing. Social life's changing. So you've got to be able to adapt. And I think although I retired young, I'm still a young coach. I'm still relative. I can relate to the players. So I think that helps. And then obviously with the staff, as in Woody coming in and people like that, there's still a young group. The manager's not old as well, so we're still quite fresh in terms of that. And obviously the manager being a new manager, there's a lot of optimism and enthusiasm. So I think that's what you can see evidently.
When you say social life, do you mean what social life? In the 24/7 business that is football and just general life?
Yeah, no, listen, football consumes you, but I wouldn't have it any other way. I love it.
And as a team, like, obviously great personalities, and we've sort of come to know you a lot over the years. There's nothing new there, but the fact that you all get on, and how does that help develop the culture here?
I think obviously what key to the gaffer's mindset when he obviously got the group together is what it represents, and obviously we've all represented this club. Obviously some of us from the area as well, which is massive. And we understand what the people want, and it's just that honesty, that hard work, and the values that people of South Yorkshire have. And it seems quite trivial to some people, but it's really not. It's just being a good person, working hard, and when you've got that shirt on, try and keep it.
So how would you sort of assess and sum up, albeit in 3 games, what's happening and what the kind of potential is?
I think obviously we're still a new group. There's still loads to develop, as is happening behind the scenes here, off the pitch, and then on the pitch at the same time. Moving from Saturday to Tuesday, I think it was a lot more positive, especially second half, a lot more end product, and that's what we want. We want attacking football. We want to be aggressive. We want to press out of possession, and then the in possession hopefully is ending with a lot more goals. But like I said, the team's developing all the time, and I think you'll see that on the pitch.
Yeah. And what more do you want to see in terms of maybe personnel? We know we're in the midst of a window as to what maybe can be added in the short term to get the team where it wants to be.
I think obviously with Sam's injury there's the obvious link with that position, but the same with any position that we pick, it has to be the right person. So that's where the club works and how it works, and that's how we'll look forward.
It's always fascinating from the outside to find out or get an assessment as to how much due diligence is done on personalities whilst you're scouting for a footballer with statistics and shots on target and the whole thing in a sort of relatively fast-moving business, and how much you can find out what someone's like.
Yeah, well, if I'm being totally honest, it is the main aspect. We want good people in here. So I would suggest that is the first phone call. It's a small world, small industry that we work in, so you get to find out a hell of a lot that you need to know. So it doesn't take long for be it a player, a coach, an ex-manager, etc., etc. So that is the first and foremost that the manager wants. He wants personalities, he wants good people, and then the football actually takes care of itself after. Otherwise, we won't be identifying those players.
So Cardiff then this weekend, relegated Cardiff clearly. What's your assessment of how they've started this year?
They've got a clear way of playing. Obviously, I know Brian personally from his Rochdale days, but obviously then when we went to Man City, he's got a clear identity. They're a possession-based team, and they're obviously a real threat they've got a lot of threats going forward. They've got some real technical players up the top end of the pitch, so it's something we'll have to be aware of. But they're still a new team as well, so there's opportunities there that hopefully we can pose them problems.
Yeah, and look, Dru Yearwood has just been talking about achieving something special and all the euphemisms that come with that. Well, the chances are Rotherham are going to be, if they get that, competing with the likes of Cardiff.
Listen, you'd expect them to be the top end of the table. They're a big club, especially at this level. So, and that's how they're trying to recruit. You hear it in the background, the rumblings. They've got some big players that are potentially looking to sign. So, if that is the case, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Well, first of all, then you've been a Rotherham United footballer for a few weeks now. How have you found the experience so far?
Yeah, been tough. It's been kind of up and down for me. Obviously, tried to sign, failed medical and stuff like that. So it was tough, but got through it. Worked hard on my body as well, and to be fair, it's kind of paying off a little bit. Got my first 90 on Tuesday, which I'm really happy about. So yeah, it's been tough. It's been up and down. Obviously, it's not really been the results we kind of wanted in terms of Stevenage, but yeah, no, it's been good.
In terms of getting the deal over the line, then, if you don't mind me asking, what went wrong and what just needed addressing in presumably quite a short space of time to get the deal done?
Yeah, I think it's more that I've been out for a long time, so there's always going to be question marks about that. So yeah, I just had to prove my fitness, and I did. Luckily, Gaffer almost broke me, but I'm still here. So yeah, we're all right.
Footballers, we come to realise, because we're sort of sitting where we sit, more and more these days are on such kind of personalised programmes. It's not just train every day. Everybody's got something, if you like, to work on and improve. Presumably that's the same for you.
Yeah, I think it's definitely, it's a different game now. It's not, the old school way of football. It's, a lot more physical demand. So within that, like, a lot of people are going to have personalised programmes, and yeah, just everyone wants to be as fit as they can, and if you could get an advantage in any way, you take it.
But just from not playing to now being able to play, and the prospect of playing an awful lot, just from a mentality perspective and an enthusiast's perspective, I mean, how good is that right now?
Honestly, top of the world. Yeah, it's been a tough sort of 6 months, sort of leading from January to June, July. It was tough for me, just watching from the outside, and obviously trying to keep yourself fit and keep motivated is something that I guess people don't see. It is a tough gig, but I got through it, and I'm very happy and just like buzzing, but chomping at the bit to keep going. And I've kind of had a taste of what it's like to be on the outside now, and I don't want to be there ever again.
So during that period of time, was there anybody that maybe you'd lent on, whether that's a fellow professional, ex-teammate or friends and family, that in those times when you're maybe not going in for rehab or not training within a group, that just get you through?
Yeah, I think, a lot of boys know, but yeah, my family are very, very, very close to me. They're at pretty much every game, so it's crazy. And they're driving up from Essex to Rotherham, so it's not 20 minutes down the road. It's a long old drive, but yeah, no, they've been there every step of the way for me, and yeah, I can't thank them enough.
So Stevenage actually ain't such a bad trip, is it?
Not, yeah, it wasn't a bad trip home after a game, so yeah, it was nice.
So sort of rounding that together then, where do you feel as though you're at then in sort of getting back to what you might consider being 100%?
Yeah, I definitely feel fitter than, what I've been the last few years. I feel like the last few years I've kind of had injuries here and there, little niggles, which is kind of hindered me in kicking on, which is annoying. But, I think now I'm in a space where, I can work on my body, and sort of the guys here give you everything, which is amazing. And yeah, it's something that I'm definitely taking advantage of, and hopefully I can kick on now and don't get any little niggles that sort of hold me back.
Yeah. So if anything happens, and obviously don't want it to, it will be kind of an impact, a bad tackle, rather than anything to do with mechanics, I suppose.
Exactly. No, I definitely, touch wood, I hope it's not something where I'm not doing my bits in the gym, and then I blow up and it's like avoidable. But yeah, touch wood, hopefully I'm good.
You've had an excellent career experience so far in terms of where you've been. I know before the red light came on, we were talking about Southend, but starting at Arsenal and then going to the States and playing a lot in the States, Nashville and New York. Is there kind of one experience or lesson that maybe you've taken from some very diverse experiences then that you've had in playing football across the world?
Yeah, I think for me, I kind of had to grow up quickly. I went out there as a 20-year-old and in the middle of COVID as well, so there's a lot of alone time. And I come back now as a 25-year-old, and it's it's very different. Yeah, it's it feels like yesterday I was flying out there on my own, crying my eyes out like, Mom, no, but now I'm back home, and it's different. It is a different experience, and I love my time out there. I wouldn't change it at all. I don't regret it. I don't regret anything that happened out there. I think it was all lessons, and yeah, it was just an amazing time for me, and something I definitely, if you asked me at 18, 19, would have told you, nah, I'm not going there. And then when I went, it was an amazing experience.
Do you think it's something that players are more receptive to nowadays? Because I've been interviewing footballers for a long time, and some managers would tell you that there are really good players maybe at academies like an Arsenal, for instance, that just kind of don't want to do that and don't necessarily, let alone go overseas, but maybe even sort of travel to the north. That players these days just think, you know what, why not?
Yeah, there's also like a lot of exposure everywhere, which is good. And I feel like, before, maybe if you leave England, that's kind of everyone forgets about you a little bit. Whereas now you've got all these platforms that you can still watch sort of everyone. So yeah, it's definitely different to if you ask people, 10, 15 years ago, oh yeah, do you want to go to America? I think the answer is no. But yeah, nowadays I think mindsets have changed and football's changed as well. There's very good players out there all over the world, and it's definitely experiences that I would encourage anyone to go out there and get out your comfort zone and enjoy it.
So a bit of league football under the belt, first start in the cup. What do you hope that the next 3 or 4 months then hold for you?
Yeah, so a lot more starts, a lot more 90s, hopefully. That's definitely the plans for me. I guess a big sort of goal I set for myself was just to play as much as I can. And that is definitely the aim for me the next few months, is to play as much as I can and to win as much as I can. So yeah.
And like I say, big moves. The next move in your career, given your experiences at the time to date, etc. You kind of almost have to be more receptive or sensitive to making the right choice rather than just jumping, if you like, to some kind of opportunity. There are lots of things to think about here.
Yeah, it's definitely, you got to weigh up everything. I just trust sort of my gut instinct and just go with it. I feel like once I doubt myself, that's when I kind of come unstuck a little bit. So yeah, when I trust my gut instinct, I'm all right.